Hello, my name is Holly from My Daily HAED. How are you today? Today is the May 11th of 2023 and it's a Thursday. I'm here for a cross stitch update and I will have a little chat at the end. And shall we just begin? The first project I'll be talking about will be Heaven and Earth QS The Falling Snow by Alan Giana. And it's I wasn't able to get out my other pictures, but that's actually a better representation of the actual cross stitch than anything else, I think. But it's by Alan Giana. It's stitched on 25 count 1/1 full cross, and it is. There it is there. I spent a lot of time, this past week and a half has been just so super busy. I was up here and I've just spent a lot of time going back and forth, getting hundreds and hundreds, probably several thousand stitches in 3865 and 775 done up in there. I was planning to continue on across here to get down to where I wouldn't have to move my Qsnap so much, but I found that getting up into this messy bit here, I was getting confused and struggling to find out where I needed to be. So I decided to stop being lazy and go back down to columns so that I can tidy up this bit here and go into columns. My brain works better in columns. And who knows where I'll go from there. I've tried it all on this one, I think. Well, I haven't tried it all. I've tried a little bit, teeny tiny bit across the country. I've done the diagonal and I've done rows and I've done rows and columns on this. So I think I've done quite a few. There's no way I could do extreme cross country at all. My brain just would get fried. But I'm actually becoming quite happy with 25 count, and I can see why people love it so much. And I'm finding it a lot easier than the 22 hardanger. I don't know why, but quite enjoying that, and it's not a problem. Oh, this is QS Falling Snow is at 62.22% today. So that is good. I'm happy with that. The second one I'll be talking about is Stanton Animals by charted by Charting Creations from Dakota Detwiler. It's currently at 1.64%. There's the artwork there. And I'm down into, I don't know if you can see it because it's quite dark, but I'm down into, there's a deer there, and I'm down working in the deer, and I actually reached the bottom of the column. I'm not finished with that column, but I have reached the bottom of the column. This is 22 hardanger, 22 count hardanger, stitch 1/1 full cross. So the 1/1 I'm finding a bit sparse for my liking, but this is definitely too much. Yeah, if I did 2/1, I think it would be way too much, too bulky, because even 18 count can get quite bulky with 2/1. But anyway, here we are, and you know, this is just so lovely. I will say that the bottom where the deer is has been a lot less confetti heavy as the top. The top is just color change galore, but I've still got a long way to go, but I am really enjoying this and looking forward to getting that column finished so I can start at the top. It's always getting that first column is always done, is always motivation to get the rest of it done. And it seems like the first column and the last column are the ones that are like, ah. All right, the next one is Mini Evening, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs in the artworks by Leonid Afremov. This is being stitched 18 count, 2/1 full cross, and currently it's my only full coverage 2/1. Anyway, there's the artwork. This is the one I have in my thread box, my bobbin box. So it's quite, I keep it folded, and it's quite, and this one's a lot better than the one I've got in my file that I usually show, because it's not as dark and murky as the other one is. But anyway, this is the one we're doing. Pop that there. This is currently at 19.05%, and that's going along really well. I worked on it yesterday, and that bit there is lots of color changes in it. But like I say, mostly this one is just so super easy to stitch. You do occasionally hit a cotton confetti, but it's quite nice. And so many people do his artwork, stitch his artwork, and it's just because I think he does so many different things that it appeals to a lot of people, because his artwork is just so beautiful. The next thing is I've been working on the Bucilla tiny stockings. I have completed all the ones down to here. I finished this one, I think last week sometime. I forgot to show, no, I finished it before my last cross stitch, Flosstube, but I forgot to show it. The last time I made a Flosstube, I was in a terrible hurry. So yeah, but this is completed now. This is the one I numbered. It's number 12. And I called it Heart and Roses, but I think that's come out quite pretty and lacy. And the next one is, I started the next one, which I'm calling Kitty, which is number 13. And this morning, I couldn't show it. This morning, I went in and put the eyes in, because I had stopped with the eyes staring at quite creepily. And I wasn't going to show it with it, like, because seeing cross stitches and stuff with no eyes, it's just so weird. I always have to look away. It's too freaky, to be honest. And I'll put a few more colors in this cat. I looked at the artwork. I looked at the sheet, and you can see, the picture of it, and you can see where once you get all the back stitching in, the face, the eyes will come out a lot better, I hope. But I don't have the rest. I really need the rest of the face in. I did put quite a bit of it in this morning. I just couldn't stop at just putting the eyes in. That was only 6 stitches. So I finished the ear and a few other things like that. So I'm happy with that. And that is all the cross stitching content. I'll just give a quick little chat about the hectic life of Holly this past week and a half. As you guys know, my husband has medical problems, so he's not able to work at the moment. So to keep himself busy and keep himself distracted, he's decided to start painting our apartment or flat, whatever. And he's just become so energetic, and I can, he's not working lots of hours, so I can see where he would need to put the energy into something productive. And I'm glad, to be honest, that he is focusing on productive, positive things. We have painted a good portion of our flat so far. Fortunately, landlord is very happy about that. So he's quite happy. Yeah, we're not painting it in we're just painting it in white because I prefer white walls. I know some people find it stark, but I can see better, and I find it's brighter, perkier, and I just prefer white walls. And also, if you got white walls and anything happens, it's quite easy to touch them up without having to go and match paint and things. Anyway, that's our preference. We like the bright, cheery, the brightness and of white. Anyway, we've been doing quite a bit of painting, and since we've been so much painting and having to pull things out, I've also been doing lots of reorganizing. You know how things are when you realize, when you're thinking, why in the heck did I keep that? Yeah, it's just one of those things you think, oh, well, why is that there? And that's what we've been doing. And our latest project was our bedroom, and goodness gracious alive, I mean, the reason why I'm not in my normal video spot is because we just did the bedroom finished the bedroom a couple of days ago, and I'm still in the process of, and before putting things back in the room, I want to make sure that everything I'm putting back in is organized. So that's what I'm currently in the process of. So I've got a few bits and pieces. It's not terrible, but it certainly needs to be gone through. I like having everything organized and know where everything is. That's why it's my stitching. Yeah, my husband was saying, yeah, how long does it take you to get out a cross stitch project? And I said a minute or two, or if that. I said sometimes it's just literally I can be stitching within a few seconds. And he's like, well, that's because you keep everything together and you've got everything organized. And I said, yeah, I've got my home. Well, I can't show it to you right now. I'll show it to you one day. I actually went to a class where I made quite a good size willow basket years ago. I absolutely love the basket. It's very sturdy. And I've got it sitting beside. This is my stitching spot, which I didn't say. Yeah, this is my stitching spot. And it's got my computer so I can watch Flosstube when I get a chance to. Honestly, this last week and a half has been so flippin' hectic. Actually, the last long while has been really hectic. I did have one good stitching day. I think a couple of days ago it was really good. But anyway, I have it sitting here, and I got various different projects like my knitting. I got a couple. Like, I always have a knitting in my bag that I take out of the house. So if I'm waiting for whatever reason, I can be knitting. But my cross stitch, I've got my cross stitch, all of my bobbin boxes with all my threads, and each project has its own bobbin box with everything it needs except for a pair of scissors and a thimble. So I've got everything sitting here. I'm always ready to stitch. So it's not like I have to drag stuff out of a cupboard or something. And that's the way I prefer it. And we're both quite happy with that. Anyway, and he's like, how long does it take you to put it away? And I said, it takes longer to put it away because I always take a photo for Instagram and then post it on Instagram, and then I record the days total in my journal. And yeah, some of my projects I actually fold up. I used to always keep my projects that I do in hand, rolled up into scroll-like things. But I found that if I do that, the edges, not so much as this is quite flexible, but some of the stiffer fabrics, if I leave them rolled up like that, it's hard to get them straightened out, and it's hard to show them. But now I just fold them edge to edge, and like fold it like that again and that again, and so that they make it so the edges are nice and straight. And then I just the clips, I use these for quilting, but I just put them there and kind of straighten the edges so that the edges aren't always rolled up, and I store it and I just fold it over like that so I can see the cross stitch, so I know what project is, but the cross stitching is protected. That's how I currently, except for the Qsnap. I'm not going to remove the Qsnap on my project, so I store that in my basket as well, but just stack it on top of it. That wasn't what I was planning on talking about, but I guess I'm random. I have time to chat today. Yeah, the hardanger. I've really been. The threads seem to slip under a lot easier than they do on. I don't know if it's because it's a. Yeah, it's I guess you'd say the yeah, the, I don't know how you would say it, but anyway, I can't think of it at the moment. Anyway, I think it's because the stitch itself is bigger. You have a lot more leeway for it to slide under. There's been a few times I've had to take my needle and slide the threads back into place because I can see with a little bit of white fabric underneath. It's a beautiful spring day. I've been able to wear shorts for the last few days. The husband and I went for a quick walk on the beach yesterday at Bamborough. It was a lovely day. We actually paddled in the North Sea, and it was flipping cold. Yeah, I went in and my feet immediately started aching from the cold because it was so flipping cold. But there was one brave soul who was actually swimming, and I thought, good on you, mate. I couldn't do that. And he didn't even dance around. He just kind of waded straight in. I'm like, goodness gracious, he's good on him. I've actually been to the beach twice in the last week or so. So it's been quite nice. 3 times actually. Once to Cockleburn Beach, which is the rocky beach by Barrack. I had a good wander on the beach with my son there. And then my son and I went to Bamborough Beach because he likes walking in the nature as well. He loves running. Yeah, he loves nature itself, and he loves running and walking and all that other kind of stuff. But we had a good walk on both beaches. And then my husband and I went for a walk. That was the first time he'd been for a walk since his surgery. So, I mean, a walk on the beach since his surgery. So that was nice for both of us. It was a beautiful day. Today is even more glorious. So it's fantastic. And I have got to get back to organizing and getting things done, and I've got things planned this afternoon that I'm looking forward to, and I am wishing you all a fan-dabba-dozy day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.